about what I'm gonna actually eat for dinner because work has been this new job has been kicking my ass.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, they've been. I mean, it's just like I kind of bullshitted because I started late. Because I was trying to like finesse a bonus for my other company. So they
Mhm.
wanted me to start like mid Feb, but I was like, yeah, I kind of want to get this bonus before I leave. So later. So basically, they like started the project I was supposed to
Hold
be in.
on 1 second. I don't mean to interrupt you,
No,
but
you good.
just to
What's
make
up?
things a bit easier, click that background real quick.
Which one?
Well, lock it so you don't have to worry about mistaking it,
I
clicking
thought I
it.
already. Oh, my bad. This is the One Piece one. That's why I did
Yeah,
it for most of them.
that'll make it easier for you.
There we go.
And if you want to review the Jujutsu Kaisen, you can do so because I'm pretty sure that shit has been pretty fire over
The
the
manga
past probably.
has
All
low
right,
key.
niggas be
So
putting it.
I don't wanna block y'all from talking about
No, but
that.
that's no. I would still want group discussions though.
Yeah.
I mean, you're right. Don't get me wrong. Like Jujutsu Kaisen been hot, but at the
All
same
right, all
time,
right. So what if I just read the latest chapter? Would I be confused?
yep.
Yeah, it's Jujutsu Kaisen for sure. For sure.
Yes, you would.
All right.
A 100. Oh, okay, so it changed both. So I gotta do this shit again. Alright. Great. What is it? Window capture?
You could have.
Buzzsprout.
So last time I just simply duplicated one of them, and then I just changed whichever one was the second one.
When I. Oh, hold
So
on.
it'll still have the same name. Yeah,
Oh,
but
okay, it just will have
you
the
can
same name, but it'll be. I got you.
Wait, I think right now we're live and we're not showing video, but we're definitely got audio going.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're definitely yeah.
All right, now y'all can hear our audio again.
Yeah, I was gonna say hopefully they can hear your voice too.
Right, they should, because this should still be coming from like the bars moving. So I think we're good.
No, I think we're live. Let's hit it.
All right, yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome to another Afro Taku live stream. I'm Mr. Good Guy, aka MGG, and I'm joined here by my co-hosts who will introduce themselves right now. Shout out to you, Silent Boys.
What's going on? It's Jugger.
What up? What up? What up? I am Gramps.
All right, kicking it off with the stuff that we love and people don't love as much, but One Piece chapter 1006. Some shit happened, bro. But once I'll let somebody else do the overview, but like I'll kick it off with this. Hey, bro, I be telling niggas who the don't sleep motherfuckers were, and I could have sworn when Hoguro got introduced and he was that little short man, I was like, don't sleep on this nigga. I have I'm pretty sure I went through a decent long discussion about how I think he's gonna power up and put in work. And what happened? That's why I just wish Juice was on it, because he'd be one of the main ones sleeping on my don't sleep ability. But anyways, go ahead, whoever wants to.
He said, I'm gonna let you start, but let me just.
Right, exactly. I just had to put that out there.
I mean, you want to go ahead, Gramps? Because I mean, I still got a little bit of beef with MGG because they still touched on my homie up in here, and I know y'all saw it. So we can talk about that a little later. But no, Gramps, you go ahead with it.
All right, so this chapter 1006, the Honorable Hyogoro the Flower. So before I get into that shit, let me just say, if you look at the cover photo, that shit is fire. The way it got Kaido and all of the Flying Six and his three commanders.
No, you're right.
I fucked with that hard. So I just wanted to point that out. Especially how they got Queen with the blicky or whatever. She out here, he out here ready.
No, I feel you do go hard. I like the colors too. I was surprised.
I'm thinking that too. Like, if these are like the actual colors, I'm not checking out the anime, but it's like, if this is color accurate, this is actually pretty decent.
Yeah, if it's color accurate, I'm definitely not mad at how he actually styled these ones. Because usually, that shit could be real hit or miss. But Queen, Queen's the only one I felt iffy about, because I always felt weird about the blonde hair thing when I saw it in the anime. I don't know why, it just looks off to me. But yeah, everyone else is cool. Like Who's Who, I'm surprised. I like his design.
Ulti's color hair, but the blue and pink combo, I think works actually really well.
Right.
That's true. Looks like bubblegum, in my opinion.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and say this. Kaido might not automatically have the strongest crew, but I feel like he got the best looking crew. I feel like as a whole.
I don't know, bro. I mean, I would argue Big Mom for the simple fact of the quantity. Like, you got a couple of hitters in there.
I'm talking about average though, because you got a bunch of little dumbass snotty kids up in Big Mom's crew or whatever.
Bro, but let's pause. I know we already talked about the animal combo buddies. All right, we got Giraffe Buddy. We got like who had like the face literally like on the butt or something like that. I forgot, but I mean, he only got some goofies up in his crew.
Big goofies.
He does.
Big goofies.
I mean, big goofies. So I don't know about that. Like right now, I'm just talking about like the kind of commanders. But
if we're just talking about the niggas at the top, minus Queen, I feel like all of the niggas at the top of Kaido's crew. They all, at the very least, are decent.
Yeah.
All right.
They look dope, though. 100%.
Because you don't want to talk about Big Mom with Smoothie. That's look kind of goofy, in my opinion. Say that.
Well, it's all big and beautiful, man. Don't sleep.
All right, Itadori, talking about like a tall woman with a big butt.
Right.
Who? I mean, I like what I like.
Hey, there you go. But let's get into this before we go into the
like, right?
Before we even get into anything.
Right.
All right.
So turn into the Big Butts podcast out here.
So we cut over to they're basically finding out where Momonosuke is. They see that the nigga is over there freaking hiding on the back of Yamato's shirt or whatever. I low-key thought that he was gonna be in a ball inside of titties or whatever, just smiling like with the little goofy ass.
In the last chapter they definitely set it up like, yo, this nigga is about to get on his perv shit for real.
Exactly. The nigga would have had a mean boner.
Right.
But no, instead he has his shaft right up and down her back. So I mean,
that's still not a bad place, though, in my opinion.
Yeah, winners win. That's all I can say.
Hey, no comment.
But that is something interesting to point out. The fact that this character, I can't remember her name, she's able to see through Yamato's outfit or whatever in order to scope him out. So, not sure if that's observation hockey or if that's actually part of that power, but. That's something.
Okay, I completely forgot. I thought it was more of a joke. I mean, I'm not even gonna lie. It's just more like, where is he at? And then, like, in the anime, they're like, oh, he getting his pervish on. You know what I mean? So I completely forgot if that's actually Shinobu's power or not. So that was actually kind of funny.
Yeah, exactly. So after that, we cut over to Sanji, and that nigga is trying to figure out where he's gonna go. So he's trying to figure out whether he should go and try to save Momonosuke and help out Shinobu and Yamato, or if he should go over there to the Scabbards and help them niggas out, because Jack is definitely en route to go over there and finish him off. Mm-hmm. But he says, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna go this way, but we don't know where he ends up going.
You better go fight Jack, bro. We need your spotlight.
Yes, because the nigga has been taking L's for the last couple years. He has to take some kind of W. And I'm not gonna claim that page one fight as a W. I'm not going to claim the fight against him and one of his brothers as a W. No, that nigga needs a full out fight against somebody.
I'm telling you, Robin is getting respect.
Yo, that was crazy. After
all these years,
I didn't see that coming at all.
Come on, Sanji deserves one good fight. Robin,
yes, he does.
I mean, and I fucks with Robin. I've been interested to see her have like a real solo fight because I wanted to see like where her powers gonna go. The best we got was whatever she did with Diamante, whose power was just fucking lame, and where was it? Doflamingos, whatever the fuck that world was called. But yeah, I've been waiting for that, so I'm just like, come on, Sanji, we need a real fight.
Right, and the thing is, even if it wasn't a combat type of thing, I feel like everybody on the crew has done at least something that has been vital in one way or another since the time skip where Sanji, he's been kind of useless.
Right.
I'm going to be real with y'all.
And he's normally the guy that's more useful, like especially in these types of situations. Even if he's not fighting, he'll at least play like a good background role. But I totally agree with you. Like, since the time skip, he's not done anything of use, whether it's subtle or overt. He's just kind of been around.
It's that nigga Brook. That nigga Brook took all his shine. They went over to Big Mom's.
I'm not gonna let you put it on Brook.
Brook was an MVP. That nigga did work.
Brook did do work. Yeah, I mean that's big facts though.
And then the nigga came through again when he fucking ran over Big Mom on the bike.
Look, all I'll say
and he saved Sanji. That nigga Brook, he's taking his shine. He gonna be the top 3
for sure. But Brook, I feel like Brook's like an opportunist. Like he's not going to, he's not actively trying to steal this nigga shine. But look, if the open is there, he gonna take it, bro. He's gonna take it.
What can you do, man?
Smooth.
Brook's always been decent from the get-go.
Right.
All that kid.
I mean, regardless, what we might even find out is at the end of this that if it was like how My Hero's kind of like we're in the story, but really the story started off being told by Deku, so we're like watching him retell the story. Like if they do that for One Piece, Brook is the nigga telling it. If you think about it, if you think about it, because he's gonna be the only one alive. Like with his fruit, he's gonna be the only nigga that's actually alive. So. Thousands of years
200
later,
years ago and shit.
Right, thousands of years later, they just finna go to some random island, see this nigga just chilling in the forest, like, yo, let me tell you a story.
He gonna hit us with that Samurai Jack.
Right.
He gonna hit us with that Samurai Jack long ago when that's too loud. Niggas were wild in this pirate game, bro. All right, so we cut over to that nigga Pero, and he just dropped Carrot and Wanda, bro. He said, "Yeah, if it wasn't for that moon, y'all might have had a chance of beating me." And the nigga said might. He said that y'all might have had a chance. So he's still saying that he probably would have dropped their ass, even though they had too long. So he basically told Carrot Ass, "Yeah, you need to go back to your crib and mourn your homie because this gang shit ain't for you, bro."
I mean, you're right, but it's so frustrating. It was more just like it's like homie literally brought him in there to get beat down, and it's like, bro, what? Like it was so random to me. Like it wasn't a significant enough of like a vengeful path in the storyline for them to like just be like, yo, we're gonna do this with vengeance and then get dropped. You know what I mean? I mean, like that's just
we already got Sanji for that.
Unless he's setting up a new crew member.
What?
Unless he's setting up a new crew member.
No,
that's what I'm saying.
I don't see it.
I would understand that drop if Kara's gonna join on some, well, maybe a little bit better than Vivi, but if she joins the crew, then I guess it would make sense to give her some goals. But yeah, I don't know why they thought. I mean, I don't expect much from Peril Sparrow, but based off like where he's positioned, I didn't expect him to whoop his ass either. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I thought some ish would at least go down where they could drop damage, and then they maybe need like one more mother effer like Marco or something, just to like help deliver that final blow. But for him to like, I mean, if he actually walks away from them while they're just like KO'd, I'm gonna feel hot just because it's like it's pointless. Like we didn't need to see it. It's like why is this part of the story? If they just get insta drop,
because niggas is asking for
bring up the hype.
I can't even lie to you. He brought this up, and I got the chapter on my phone, and I'm like, I low-key don't even remember reading it. Like I definitely, as far as like major moments in the chapter, I was like, wait, they showed Carrot and Peril Sparrow, like the two. Like no offense to Carrot. Carrot came front and center to my mind only when the Sulong form was introduced. Other than that, she was like a ghost. And same thing with Peril Sparrow. Like, I was like, of all the people in Big Mom's thing, he was like, sure, you're around and sure, you might be powerful, but I never saw you do anything. Like, Lord Oven had more shine than that nigga did. So I was like, two ghosts fought.
That's facts.
And I totally forgot. I was just like, wait, that happened? All right, well.
No, you're right. I mean, if anything, this should be like Smoothie doing this or something, like someone who they actually like did hype up to a good degree, but we didn't really see nothing from her. Like that would make sense as far as taking the kind of role. So
I heard a theory that I actually kind of fuck with. I feel like he might have actually been a commander in the past and he got demoted.
I can see that.
Think about it. He is the oldest son out of all.
That's true.
No, I don't disagree with that at all.
I can see it.
Yeah, so he probably got his ass dropped by somebody, and Big Mom was like, "All right, nigga." Demoted.
Right. No, for sure. Especially being the oldest, like, because that's what I was thinking too. I'm like, he probably had, like, they're probably gonna say some shit of like how his strength rivals a commander, but like. Retirement, anime typical, like we trying to nerf him. He just doesn't have the will for it. Basically, like, but that's how I saw him anyways. It's just like, yeah, he's up there. Like, he's definitely not no hoe, but at the same time, he can't go toe to toe with the people that are technically the level they're trying to put him with because he just is not active. Like, that's it. It's like, yeah, I used to be active, but if you put him up against a king, I think like King would probably eventually take the dub. He'll hold his own, but I think King would be like, all right, you too old for this, bro.
Hey man, hot take, but he could probably beat Smoothie though.
You think so? Peril Sparrow or King?
I'm talking about Peril Sparrow.
You think he could beat Smoothie?
He could probably beat Smoothie.
I haven't seen what the fuck she could do, so I wouldn't be surprised to be completely honest with you.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's more like I could see it. I mean, based on the lore and logic, I would argue no. But again, based on what we actually have seen, I would say okay.
Yeah, at this point, Smoothie's a blender.
Pretty much.
I don't know what the fuck her powers. Yeah. I'm just gonna say she got the blend fruit, and it allows her to blend things like a blender. Like that's about as far as I know about her powers. What the fuck she could do. I'm just
I mean, like the logic is there. All I remember from her is like they showed her a quick clip of that how she literally grabbed a chick and just wrung her out. I was like, God damn.
Like a
so it's like based on that, it's like okay, like if homegirl gets a hold of you, it's GG. Like that logically makes sense.
But that's the thing; she has to touch you.
Right.
I mean, but is that really that hard though?
Look at the battlefield around Sparrow when he was fighting Carrot and Wanda. You can see that the nigga probably had fucking candy like icicles raining down on their ass while doing whatever type of combat abilities. So I feel like he might have the ability to keep his distance while fighting her.
Mm-hmm.
That's just speculation. That's just speculation.
That's true.
No, that's fair though. I mean, I can definitely see either way, 100% though.
And don't let that nigga create a candy clone, bro.
Ooh.
Don't
and with his personality, I could actually see that too.
Yeah,
that's true.
But that's once again, I don't even think we halfway through this shit, and we
can sum it up. Like I mean, it's only 2 major points, right?
Yeah. So we see Hirogoro, that nigga turned up because the poison putting himself into a near-death state, and being in that near-death state, he was unable to unlock his his latent powers or whatever. So he came over there and started doing work to niggas. Like niggas couldn't even touch him, bro. He low different all these motherfuckers we run up. So we're seeing the true power of the great Hirogoro, the flower. What that nigga should have been doing way back in the day when that nigga Odin said, "Bro, I need help." So that was that. But then we get a taste of that nigga Marco.
Hey,
bruh.
Still holding it down, son.
Bruh.
I can't even lie to you. I don't remember none of this happening. But you can consider whatever I say from this point forward as it relates to the Marco thing a live reaction because I don't remember any of this shit. But I'm reading it now.
This nigga Marco straight 2v1 in these niggas, bro.
Hey, bro. I'm excited about
Stop sleeping on this man. Hold on. If I recall correctly, somebody was disrespecting Marco for all this time.
I'll own that.
Bro, respect this man, bro.
Nah, look at Queen Bean.
You're the main nigga talking about don't.
Marco still handled that no problem though. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, it's decent. I mean, it reminds me of the whatchamacallit, like Kuma's beam. Like I see that. But at the same time, Marco handling that is like it's not even a big deal though.
So look at them too though. Like
I mean, they're the main user of the don't sleep fruit, but you still gonna sleep on a nigga Marco, bro. This shit don't make sense.
Your boy might die in this one. First of all, I think we're foreshadowing that with what Sparrow said anyways. But besides that, I'll say that yes, I give it to you that. I mean, he's taken on 2, and he said it, over 1 billion bounty niggas, right? And he's handling himself pretty well. But I'm also looking at them, and it doesn't look like they're getting curb stomp either. I just put it that way.
I mean, you're not wrong, but again, he's handling himself against 2. I mean, like
I
definitely say facts.
What I feel like this tells me is that Prime, if we're thinking Prime of Yonko, whatever, right? So Whitebeard's crew at his prime, I don't necessarily consider what we saw at the war their prime, but at their prime, definitely better than Kaido's crew. Because if he's doing this with the 2 of them, that means if he had one more commander with him, like a Diamond Jozu or Rose Vista, it's a wrap. Like they can't win this. So so I definitely agree that it put it up there, and I like that he set that stage. But we did kind of know that because Kaido like alludes to the fact that Whitebeard is his rival in some degree, right? Like he's like, yeah, only nigga that could have killed me was Whitebeard. He was happy when Whitebeard was gone. So I think he kind of acknowledges the fact that he's not up there in terms of like that Whitebeard level stuff. So I don't know. Like I'm not disrespecting Marco. I'm glad he's up there. He's showing me that he deserves the spot that he's in. But like I said, moveset-wise, I just never get anything I consider interesting from him. Maybe I'll watch this in the anime and appreciate him to a different level because the scale and how they put on what he did with this move. But to me, it seems very similar to what Queen did with the beam. I just need to, like I said, this might help with perspective, right? Like what he did to this building, anime wise, I might be able to see the scale of that. Right now, it just looks like a bit. I have no scale context on like the damage that this thing did, right? I just don't. So, like I said, I'm open to my mind being changed, but from what I saw, I got the respect that I feel like maybe I never gave Marco. So Oda let me know he's where he is for a reason. So I can succeed that point. But I still haven't got anything that makes me love him as a character. If you're talking my favorite like Whitebeard crewmates, Marco still hasn't moved up on that list to me from where he was when I first met him. To me, Diamond Jones and Rose Vista, they still up. They up there. Rose Vista might be number one Whitebeard crewmate in my mind.
Because those niggas look cool though, right?
No, I mean because I actually think the Whitebeard's crew looks kind of corny, right? Like especially Rose Vista. I think that nigga is corny as hell. But it's the respect of the corny. Like this nigga is like looking corny, but like, yo, Mihawk, run my fade, nigga. Like, but he's looking like a clown. Like I just find that I gotta put respect on his name for that. And to me, I feel like Marco is the coolest looking nigga without that swag in his actual abilities. Like when he turns into a bird, it looks lame to me. When he does stuff with the bird powers, it just doesn't look as swaggy as he looks. I feel like he got a nice swag aesthetic, and also being a doctor in the crew, I'm like, expecting you to put them on a different, map. And I think he does that to a degree. Obviously, this chapter is one that shows it doesn't matter what your position is in the crew. You can throw hands. You feel me? Like Sanji's the chef, but arguably, up there in power tier. But like I said, I just don't think it's what I've seen from him is particularly interesting.
I think I see the issue.
What?
I think you're biased.
Biased how?
It's because you hate birds.
No, but I don't.
That's my issue.
I think Tokoyami is cool.
Birds in real life and in anime life.
I hate birds in real life. Yes, I 100% agree with that. But I like Tokoyami from My Hero Academia. Got no issues with that, nigga.
I mean, wait. But I'm trying to remember. What about Philo and the Philo Queen?
I thought Philo was dope from Rising of the Shield Hero.
Okay, all right.
With that big ass bird.
Hell yeah, she was funny as hell too.
Yeah, she was. Right.
That big ass bird was throwing some hands.
That Philo Queen though, like real quick, Philo Queen.
She was throwing some hands.
Like too OP. Like way too OP.
Yeah, if y'all haven't checked out Rising of the Shield Hero, I'd say go with that.
Right.
Give that a go real quick.
You guys really like the way his Phoenix form looks though?
Anyway.
Is it
I got nothing. It's I think I low key see what you mean to a degree, but I don't think it's enough for me to hate on the form. I still think it's decent. And I still like the coloring. I still like the coloring of the Phoenix. Like I'm glad they didn't do like an actual fire bird. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I actually do like the what would you call that? Like the texture of the form. I'm not sure if that makes sense or not.
But I can't lie.
But I think it's more what you're talking about. I have to pull up a picture, but I think it's his face. The Phoenix face looks a little off. 100. And I could definitely agree with that.
Yeah, because it's like they try to keep the Marco aesthetic, or maybe the glasses or something when they shift to the Phoenix. I'm not a fan of that look. But I will also say this. Most of the Zoans in full Zoan form, maybe besides arguably Kaido, don't really look there's nothing magical or special about them, right? Like they're just that animal. So I will concede that. Like even these reveals of all of Kaido's the Flying Six, like when they finally turned into whatever they were, I would actually say that was arguably really disappointing to me. Like I didn't think I saw a single one where I was like, oh my god, like that looks dope. Like
that's fair.
So
but I can see your concern with that though, because given that he's a mythological animal, you would have a higher expectation on how lit it looks.
Exactly.
Like Kaido, he's a mythological some type of fish, koi fish, I think, right? And and Marco, he's a
wait, pause. What?
Kaido?
Yeah, it's a mythological fish.
I thought that it was just a dragon.
Wait, the Kaido. What's Kaido? No, we're talking about Kaido. Like that.
Yeah. It's a mythological fish. You know, the fish that swam upstream, and when it got to the top of the stream, it turned into a dragon. It's based off of that myth.
Okay. You're good.
My bad. Yeah, I missed that.
I was mad confused.
No, you're right. It do say that.
Okay.
So no, you're right.
Yeah, so given a mythological devil fruit, you would expect it to look a lot better than it actually does. So I can see your concern on that.
Yep, but I mean, also arguably X Drake's also still looks shitty too. Because does his count as mythological or not?
No, because that's a real dinosaur.
I guess
that's something that actually exists.
That's true, but it counts as what?
Right, because like low key, I thought all the ancient dinozoans were technically mythological.
That's what
I'll have to look that up again.
Yeah, I don't remember. But I thought they all had that unique naming convention of blah, blah, blah. And then model something. Because, like, X-Drake's T-Rex, same thing, woolly mammoth with Jack, pterodactyl, and then whatever, Allosaurus, I guess. I don't know what her actual name is, but whatchamacallit. I used to be a dinosaur fan back in the day. I forgot all the names.
No, I hear.
All right, so one question. What do you think of Sengoku? What do you think of his fruit? What do you think of that big-ass Buddha?
I thought it was decent when they did that. I mean, granted, there was only like one scene, really, but I actually kind of liked it.
I don't have an issue with that. I think I have an issue with the OP-ness put behind the Buddha without enough description when it was like revealed. Because it was like, oh, he's like this Buddha character, but I was like, okay, he's a golden giant. Like, Luffy fights giants all the time. Like, you need to give me something that explains why I should be shocked at this guy. Like, is his skin impenetrable? Like, some extra. Yeah, so that was my thing with Sengoku's reveal. I didn't have an issue with the actual character design. I just had an issue with... It seemed like there was hype put around it, but like the audience wasn't filled in on that hype. Like I had no clue why I should be scared or surprised or even care about his fruit reveal. I mean, like you're the top of the Marines. Like, aren't you supposed to be strong? Like,
right. It seemed like it just made him a big nigga.
Exactly. Okay. That's all I saw. So, oh, look at that big ass motherfucker right there. But Garp couldn't punch him in the jaw. I'm pretty sure.
Facts.
So.
But to finish off the chapter overview, we go back to the nigga Hyogoro, and he's basically done, man. That nigga said, I'm at the end of my line, so go ahead, my niggas, kill me, or else I'm gonna turn into a full demon and kill all y'all.
Right, y'all don't want that smoke. He said y'all don't want that smoke from Oni Higuro, bro.
No, hell no.
I'll fuck all you niggas. That's what he said. I'll fuck every last one.
So he did say that with no hesitation. I do gotta give respect.
The funny thing is, like, his alliance backed him up. They was like, yeah, no, if that nigga do it, it's a wrap, bro. We done. There was like a nigga in the background that was like, yeah, no, he's right.
Yo, I just want to put some respect on all these old samurai niggas because they real as hell. You got Yasue, Hyogoro. I'm pretty sure there's a couple other old niggas or whatever, but they definitely deserve more clout than they actually got. Yeah, I respect them more than I respect the actual scabbards because them niggas seem like goofies to me.
Right, man. The scabbards got some respect against Kaido though. They got dropped, but like that chapter, a chapter, 2 chapters. I mean, that was hot though.
All right. My issue with the One Piece storytelling is like the perspective you get when we go to these islands, because he loves to do this, like Luffy and them have to like fight this main goal, but on the way to the main goal you see all of these like little fights. So my disappointment comes from like not really being able to take the characters outside of this arc we see them in. Like, how do I compare Horogoro to Don Chinjao? Because it's like every time we go to a different world, there's like a different level up that happens for the crewmates that sometimes changes how you see like the general people in that world. Cause it's like, for example, when you go to what's Boa Hancock's world, right? Technically, everyone there uses hockey, right?
Really?
So it just like changes the dynamic of comparing it to the previous island, because it's like, yo, most of the niggas use, like, even babies use hockey, right? Or like low tier niggas use hockey. So it's just hard to compare. So like for me, I'm like, oh man, her girl seems dope, but I'm interested to see how he compares to Don Chinchou or some other strong motherfucker in terms of like what they could actually accomplish. And that line just keeps getting blurred every new island we go to, because Luffy develops a whole new set of skills that he usually learns from the land that he's in. So I'm like, where the fuck does that put y'all niggas now?
Yeah, no, that's tough. I think it's just due to the quantity of characters,
Right.
and then like the kind of power progression you're seeing in the series. Not to mention the world building that goes along with that too. It's just like so many top tier mother effers that it would take like literally forever if you really wanted to scale them accurately.
And we don't even have a good class system, because I'm just like, yo, so if I took your girl and I put him in Luffy's blue, like, he's a go, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's unstoppable. If he went to like Luffy's and traveled like the same path that Luffy traveled, probably the only person he'd have real issues with is NL. But like, other than that, like, I'm not the nigga that shoots poison out his gun. Like, that guy's getting dropped. Like, most of the niggas on that path is getting dropped. Besides, I don't know, once you start crossing the hockey threshold, that's when I guess the playing field starts getting even. But
but you got to realize that the niggas hockey is also kind of level 2 of armament hockey. So he's damaging you on your insides, even if you're able to make your shit turn black.
Exactly, yeah. So it's like, he doesn't even have an issue with Smoker. That's even the funnier part. Like, Smoker was like the stopping point, remember? Like, he was like, oh, if you can't get past me, you can't blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, he's easily dropping that nigga. Smoker's like, yeah, no, you were ready. Yep, you're ready to go. Go on ahead, man. After you, buddy. Pulling out some shit I ain't even seen. Like, when you can shoot the hockey shit.
I'm a bitch ass nigga. I'm sorry.
You can shoot the hockey shit from your hands? Oh, I didn't know you could do that shit. My bad. Go on ahead, sir.
Exactly.
Wow.
But that's the end of the overview. We can go ahead and rate this bitch.
Yeah, for sure. Last thing would just be, I just want to put some respect on her girl. Like I said in the beginning, niggas slept on them, don't sleep on them. But in general, like, I didn't really get to see much of what he could do, but I appreciated the fact of them giving him his old respect. Like, even though he trained Luffy, I like that they were like, Oda was like, all right, I'm still going to give him his little light shine and show you kind of what he did in the glory days.
You think he dead?
Yeah.
You think he's really about to die?
No.
I can see it. A, yes, he's gonna die, or B, it's set up for a real person to come through and like handle some shit. Like, I don't know who that person is gonna be. I don't know if Chopper is gonna show us something new, or if one of the other crewmates are just gonna show up like a Frankie, and put in some work. But I don't. Yeah. I can see him dying. I don't know. I'm 50-50 on it.
I hope that he actually does, because I feel like, they've been kind of sprinkling in more and more death on us ever since the time skip, because we got Pedro, that nigga blew himself up. We got Yasue, that nigga got straight shot up.
True.
So I'm hoping that, especially with how much the editors hyped up this whole arc, saying that they're supposed to blow Marineford out of the water.
Yeah.
I'm expecting to see a lot more death.
Right.
I ain't saying that everybody should die on some Akame got killed type shit.
Bro, that entire main cast got dropped, bro.
But I'm definitely expecting to see, at the very least, a lot of these old niggas be out.
I feel you on that. I can co-sign that.
It would. I mean, I will say the only plus to that would be it could kind of shift the gear as far as like the next stage to the war, if that makes sense. So it'd be a good transition setter, I guess. But I mean, you could argue that's coming too for whoever's gonna save him. Because I mean, I just personally don't think he's gonna die simply because of the cliffhanger. Like if he was, I feel like if a character like him is gonna die, they wouldn't make it like the start of the next chapter or like a cliffhanger for something to think about.
Yeah, they would end it there. I see what you're saying.
Like I feel like they would do it like spontaneously. Like you didn't see it coming. Like if homie did, all right, I gotta do this before I get dropped so I can start doing work, and then he get bodied. Like if he literally got bodied like right after he took out like those 5-6 guys, that would hit. That would be like, oh, it's not that would make like the anime community like that would hit. But to do it like this, it's like it's too commercial. Like I don't see it.
No, I agree with that.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't feel like I've seen many two-parter deaths either. Like at least in the One Piece way, I feel like they're gonna kill the person. They kill him in that chapter that they allude to getting killed. Besides Ace, but that's Ace, true. It was like the entire 2 arcs were building to his death, so that was different. But
well, let's not forget about that nigga Pound. They definitely made it seem like he got his whole ass head chopped off. But we see that he's still alive and kicking.
Pound?
I'm trying to remember. Who was it?
That's fucking the twins, Big Mom's those twin girls, their father. The nigga with that big ass head.
Oh. Yeah. I forgot about that, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Oven was supposed to have chopped that nigga head off.
Yeah.
But we saw that because I think that might have been like the very end of one of those chapters too, back in Big Mom's arc.
Right.
But they off-screened whatever the hell happened with that.
Yeah. I'm ready to rate.
Yeah. Same here. I'm gonna give it a decent as hell because I just because of Marco and Hyogoro, I'm giving it a decent as hell just because of them two niggas because they definitely they did mad work, man. And I know MGT is gonna disrespect because he refused.
I'm not. I'm actually not.
He refused to put respect on Marco's name, and fuck you for that. But I'm gonna put some respect on the nigga. I don't really give a damn about Perospero though. I mean,
that's true.
Right.
I mean, to piggyback off that, I would actually give it a decent as hell minus because I mean I already touched on it before, but that Perospero was just more like a waste of a few panels that could have been used for something else, in my opinion. But definitely, again, decent as hell. As far as the pluses go, because of what Graham Street just said, Hugo, the Flowers, and Marco, they put in work. So mad respect. And like low key, I mean, like I'm not sure, like just to rehash it, but I am not a Queen fan. So for them to bust out like his beam and then get insta dropped in like a panel later, I was actually laughing at that. So that was a plus for me.
Change some shit up for you, huh? That's a fair. For me, I think I'm actually gonna agree with Gramps. I think it was decent as hell for me. The 2 parts I forgot about, I didn't mind too much. Like the Perospero part. Yeah, I definitely feel how it was a waste, but I think it's probably there for a bigger purpose in some way, shape, or form. I don't know what it's going to mean later, if it means something for Carrot, but I feel like those types of things are usually, like, it's hard for me to recall a chapter that Oda put something in there like that didn't have some significant purpose later. So I feel like he's going to call into something. And then the stuff with Marco, I mean, I have to put respect on it. While I didn't particularly think it was the best thing I ever saw, I do feel like I finally got a piece of evidence that justifies why Marco is where he's at more than I've seen before. Like, I know he's fought the admirals and stuff before, but they kind of set that up for everybody, so I didn't really like whatever. But seeing how he plays here against the top 2 in Kaido's crew, to me, shows one of 2 things, which is either A, that he grew during the time skip, or B, that like this is probably the first crew member or first Yonko crew where I've seen that the second in command seems like they could be close to a Yonko's level. Because with Big Mom's crew, I don't feel like we got that from their the toppest of tier nigga in her crew. That like I didn't feel like Dogtooth was like a step away from Big Mom's level. I don't know anything about Shing's crew. Whitebeard's crew, we never really saw how they compared against Whitebeard, and he had more of like a father-son relationship with them. So it was hard to kind of like gauge that. But I felt like what he did to these two showed me that, okay, amongst the first, because I thought maybe it would have been more of a one-on-one with him and King. Amongst the first, there is still some differences, bro. You can't just run up on there and think shit's sweet. But like I said, Pero Sparrow's on some other shit, so your boy might take a L. Because he definitely looked like he was plotting. Pero Sparrow was definitely plotting.
I saw that. So. You're right.
There's that.
Yep. He's gonna try.
All right, but without further ado, let's move on to My Hero Academia Chapter 304. I can run the overview real quick of that. Basically, we just start off with Deku talking to the Vestiges, which I thought was pretty interesting to see. In that talk, we learned a few things about his power. Oh, my bad. I didn't even give my typical spoiler alert because One Piece. But yeah, if you don't like My Hero Academia spoilers, you probably don't want to listen to this part because these are some heavy spoilers for once, I think. So yeah, there's that. I think one interesting thing to note, because I thought them niggas was peeing in urinals in the background, but like on that very first page, which you can kind of see in the screenshot, there's a nigga back here, and then there's a nigga back here, which y'all on the stream can't see me pointing out with my mouse, but Gramps and Jugga can. But basically, there's two niggas in the background with their heads faced towards the wall, so I think we're alluding to more. I don't know specifically. One of the theories I had in my mind was that potentially future holders of All For One are in this mind state, but I could totally be off, and these are just other past users we haven't met yet. But we'll see how that ends up playing out. But basically, they highlight these two niggas in the background, and to me, one of the back of them niggas' heads looked like Bakugo. So I was also kind of like, I was like, yo, this might be some future users of One For All that they just not highlighting yet. But anyways, we start talking about the predecessors. We start talking about the true intentions of All For One, and we basically come out to the Attack on Titan reveal, which is that if you have All For One, nigga, you gonna die in a very finite period of time. Not 9 years like the Titans, but you definitely don't have a long ass lifespan. So I appreciated the reveal of the fourth. I thought that was pretty funny too in the way that he said it. I know it probably wasn't intended to be funny, but it was like, guess how I died, nigga? And he was like, I don't know, gunshot wound? No, old age. Like, oh shit, nigga, you just died of regular shit, bro? Okay, the fuck? Tell me more. So
you said, nigga, I had that Itachi disease.
Right. And I like the fourth's personality because I felt like he was the nigga that I probably would be if I inherited the power, which is like, yeah, I'm just finna go straight hermit on this shit and make this shit strong as hell. Like, I'm finna go power level. Like, that's what he did. He was like, all right, shit's real hot right now. I think the world's okay. Or maybe he felt like he didn't have the ability along with All For One to really make an impact. So he was just like, yeah, I'm not going to really make a big dent in this hero world right now. So fuck it, I'm finna go power level and shit. I definitely be on his boat.
You want to know what I thought of when I was reading that? I automatically thought of Overly Cautious Hero.
Nigga,
I can see that. Open that, just doing straight push-ups the whole time. Like,
I can see that.
Max level before he starts, bro. F yeah.
Right. And then also shout out to Stone World because these niggas also started fucking developing tracks on their head from I guess using the power basically tearing these niggas apart. So I thought that was interesting. Also, good thing to know that they kind of established the fact that basically having multiple quirks will kill you. So over time, which I think was just like didn't mean anything major for the story, but I think it's just a good thing to put out there in the future to, I guess, mitigate possible questions of like, dang, all these kids are having all these quirk shits. Like, why can't we have two? But there is maybe some contradictions there too, because now that I think about it, with the Todoroki family in general, you could argue that Dabi has two powers. Because he has the flame power, but he has the body constitution from his mom, which makes him like, it gives him like a plus whatever stat to ice stuff, right? So I'm like, arguably you could say that's kind of like two quirks if you think about how simple quirks can get. If we think about how simple they can get. But go ahead, sorry.
I'm gonna hit you with this. So if you go back to page 12/13, when they're showing it in the form of cups, you can see that the one on the left is supposed to be the all for one. I mean, one for all power, and that's tipping over or whatever, because it's been trained to the point where it's reached essentially its maximum potential. Right. But when somebody is first born with any regular Joe Samoa's quirk, it's actually either halfway filled or just barely filled up. And the more you actually train on it to build it to its maximum potential, that's when it actually builds up to being completely full. Right. So that's where I feel like you can technically give somebody another quirk. I mean, not one for all, because it's basically already at maximum capacity, so you can't add anything else to that. But I feel like you can give somebody another quirk, just as long as both of those quirks that you now have aren't already at their maximum capacity.
Right. No, I definitely can feel you on that. And then I didn't even think about the cup thing, but when you say it, it makes more sense as to why somebody with no quirk works, because it's like your cup is empty technically. But it does, I feel it does allow room that potentially people can have multiple quirks. The trick is just like basically getting all for one automatically like fills your cup. So if you already have a cup that's halfway full and then you get all for one, like, nigga, you got a couple years and your ass is dead. Like, your shit is already overactive, and because it keeps getting trained, the amount of water keeps getting, you know what I'm saying, worse and worse. So I wonder if it's gonna end up becoming a generational thing where like like the next person that can hold it has to like have been quirkless for generations. Like like it has to go like that to like really make your cup empty so that you could take it in. But either way, I mean
that was why they were hinting towards the end that Deku might be the last one, though. I mean,
or like we've been saying, he's gonna give it to Saitama, and the nigga's hair is gonna fall up because the cup overflowed.
I'm done.
So instead of dying, his hair goes away.
You heard it first.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, I'm good on that. But sorry, to do that, also the other important parts that we get along the reveal of this is like, I think we get final confirmation that All Might is quirkless.
Facts. And the same thing with Deku.
Right.
No, I've heard some theories.
Yep. So both of those theories of like All Might have muscle expansion quirk, dead. That nigga's quirkless. Deku might have this other blah blah blah, dead. That nigga is quirkless. So I think we got confirmation of that.
So we basically finding out that this nigga All Might was simply in the gym.
Right. That's facts.
For real.
That's actually
that nigga is a gym rat to the max.
Right.
Jesus.
Yep, and he pushed that power to the next level, like the fourth, because they put the city on his back, bro. So he wilded out, which I think is like a good kind of lesson to learn as well. Is that like all of these other vestiges, it seemed like they might have been alluding to the fact that they really couldn't turn shit around because they weren't really always using one for all. One, it was probably weaker when they had it, but two, it was like they had these other quirks to support them. And they were, I think, leaning more towards the quirks they already had and just maybe using All for One as support, where in Deku and All Might's case, it's like, that's all I got, nigga. Like, I have to learn how to use this shit. But it still leaves me questioning why, like, they might have answered it and I just forgot about it when I read it. But the whole why All Might just really couldn't communicate with these niggas. Like, that part I still felt like I was a little iffy on. I think they might have touched on it in here, but I don't remember exactly what they said.
They did. I'm still trying to get the logic to be real also. But it's like, it was like more about how he was quirkless. Like that fact made it difficult for him to actually, for him to like manifest himself to be able to talk to everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
I think is kind of like the summary I was understanding.
Mm.
And that how like each quirk, they're pretty much saying that each quirk factor naturally has an essence of your consciousness. But since All Might didn't have a quirk, he had to literally put himself in One for All. Without it just naturally, without his quirk, that would have actually, you know, for everyone else, just naturally been a part of it. But he had to put himself into it. And that was like the difficulty of it. Well, so I think that was like, I guess like the reasoning they're using for why All Might wasn't able to really generate, or not generate, but for him to communicate with everybody else. And the only reason Deku is pretty much because he's lucky, from what I'm gathering. Yeah. So.
Oh, and then other part that I skipped over was we find out that your boy's been using another quirk as well, the Danger Sense quirk, that they just identified belonged to the Fourth.
How do y'all feel about that?
I don't understand it.
Yeah, I think it's just as shitty as as the other stuff. But going off of, shout out to Player 5's thing that he mentioned a long time ago about the writer's obsession with Spider-Man, it makes sense. It's basically Spidey sense, right? Like, if you think about that type of correlation, it's like, oh, if he's trying to turn Deku into Spider-Man, this nigga has float, whatever we want to call that, that's not Spider-Man related. The Black Whip shit is like the webs. This Danger Sense thing is definitely like Spidey sense. The super strength and all that stuff that kind of comes with Spider-Man's repertoire. So there's some shit there, but like, yeah, like Silent Blaze just said, it's a crap quirk. I totally agree. But I do think it's probably the reason why this nigga decided to power level, because his Danger Sense shit was probably like, yeah, bro, we're not winning. Like, nah. Like, he was waking up every day in Danger Sense mode, like, yo, nah, let's go train in the forest, bro. I'm not winning this shit.
Here's the thing that kind of confused me though. So when he told him that his power was Danger Sense, and they showed Deku kind of repeating Danger Sense, and they're showing like a bit of a flashback over his head. I'm like, what was he showing that power at that moment?
Yeah, I think that's what they were trying to allude.
I mean, I completely brushed over it reading it originally. So I mean, it's not like I don't believe it's not there. It was more just like, oh, okay, he senses danger within his own mental space with this going on. And it's more just like with everything else going on, it just wasn't important. So I didn't think about it.
I might be remembering incorrectly, but I thought from that panel, that's when he was going berserk mode. Well, he was about to go berserk mode. Oh, well, essentially, that's right after Bakugo got stabbed by those black little, I don't know what you want to call them or whatever.
Oh, I said it was what woke him up when he was knocked out. That's what Silent Blaze just said.
Okay.
So I can buy that.
Thanks for the heads up.
All right.
Makes more sense. Damn, so that means that this nigga never was able to sleep, because he's like, fuck.
I'm telling you, bro. That nigga definitely just knew. He was like, yeah, we're not winning this shit. I'm going to a mountain, y'all. I'm going to a mountain. Just like the Avatar, bro. He was, what was the Avatar that was just like, fuck it. I'm not doing shit this time around. I think there was an Avatar that chose to do that. Either way, somebody knows. Whoever that nigga was, that's this nigga, the Fourth. He said, fuck y'all. I just been go do my own shit. But yeah.
What y'all think about how old this nigga All Might was, though? Because this nigga was in a gang for 40 years, though.
I'm just
40.
He was doing this for 40 years. How long was Endeavor doing it? Because then that becomes my question. Was this 40 years as All Might, or 40 years including like UA time, like internship in America, or was this like 40 years since he touched base? You know what I'm saying?
For 40 years, Yagi maintained his grip on One for All. So I'm assuming this is from the point that he got it, in which he got it. He was like somewhere in the high school age, so I'm going to guess like 15 or 16 years old. So the nigga got to be like 55.
So 50. Okay. Well, actually, I mean that's logic though.
All right.
I mean that makes sense.
Then
I didn't think he was that fucking old. I thought the nigga was up in his 30s or 40s at the oldest.
Yeah, I'm not. I could see 50. But I agree. It does also feel like a stretch. I'm both sides of it. Like I can't be mad at it, but at the same time, I can also see why you think that it's still odd that nigga's 50 years old. I agree.
Think about it, bro. If this nigga is that old, how old do you think Gran Torino is? And that nigga is still doing work, though.
Thank you. And that nigga took a all-night punch to the jaw at 80 years old. Stop it, bro. Niggas is trying. And Endeavor couldn't save one town. Like, these are the things that I'm like, I hate when they put, like, one thing that really does bother me about My Hero is when they put time on shit. Because when they put time on shit, it just makes me more annoyed at the current state of the world. I'm like, yo, 20, 30 years, that's more than enough time to steal this nigga DNA, create a clone, figure out some shit. I don't know, but there's definitely more than enough time to figure out All Might contingency plan and work towards that shit.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, Silent Blaze, I agree. That nigga definitely needs a statue the same size as All Might, bro.
For real. Hey, no, low key, it should be an All Might statue holding up. Well, no, other way around. Gran Torino statue holding up All Might. That's what it should be.
Literally the team on his back.
Had a nigga Gran Torino's dick just sitting on All Might's shoulder. I'm the big homie.
Yo, you tripping? That's crazy.
I'm the big homie out here.
Oh no. No.
Wow.
Said, sit your ass down low, homie. Let me know when you can fuck somebody up at 80 years old. I'm the big nigga.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, so I think that was most of it with the chapter. Like I said, my biggest curiosity is them niggas that look like they were peeing. I wonder, because I think we got the full list of All Might holders, right? And even the first was sitting there talking. So it's like, I don't know, bro. Of all these generations of All Might holders, my theory is that them two niggas in the back are future niggas. Some makes me feel that, but I could be totally off. Because I don't know, did we get a count of how many vestiges there really are?
Yeah, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No,
6,
I mean
7.
like, did we get a statement outside of this picture where they were like All Might was like, yeah, there was like blah 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 previous users of All for One.
Yeah, I believe
so. Ever got a firm number on that? If we
I believe
it's wait, just got it 9.
Oh, okay. 9. So then these are just niggas we haven't met yet. Then I can say that because we only have what 3,
I
6.
Think. Wait,
so
I'm trying to confirm.
Does
I
that
think
include Deku?
Is 9? Hold on, I'm trying to figure this out.
Yeah, Deku was 9th.
Oh, either way, it still works out. Yeah. So those guys are other users we just haven't met yet. So when they finally turn around, I'm sure they're gonna have some shit to say. But yeah, I mean, he said it was 8 prior. Is what.
So what are all the powers that we've seen so far? So we saw the nigga got danger sense. Float. He can float like Nana. He got the black whip.
That's it. I don't think we got more.
I mean, the first one didn't have one. Right?
I don't think so. I think the first one's was All for One. So there's that.
So he has 1, 2, 3.
And now we know All Might doesn't have one.
Right.
So he has 3 more powers to get then, right?
Yeah, All Might doesn't have those guys and then the 2 P. Well, no, that guy and then the 2 motherfuckers peeing. So 3. Yeah, we'll see how that play out.
Exactly.
Yeah,
the powers better be fucking dope, dude.
I don't think we're gonna see a single dope one. I think I lied. Let me not say that. I think we're gonna get 1 or 2 that will really change the game, but sound lame at first. So like an inverse Lemillion, where Lemillion power sounds broken, but he had to work to make it dope. But it'll be like something that sounds dope, but like Deku will definitely work to make that shit amazing. So I feel like we might get 1 or 2 of those, but then everything else is just gonna be on support.
That nigga said you gonna get big feet or some shit. No.
Right? Yo, for real, third gear, bro, it's coming. You'll get that Choji power up.
Turn to Goku and shit.
And then there's also like, you know, I guess the multiplier aspect, but like in a lot of these scenarios, it doesn't make that much of a difference. What it does do potentially is like turn him into Superman. Like if he takes like, and I'm saying this in the like, if you take the stockpiling, or sorry, the amping up of this danger sense quirk, I could see it at like when we talk top tier Deku as a like omni sense thing of like, oh, I know where danger's going on in the city. Like I can see him somehow finessing that All For One has taken it to that level. But in my personal opinion, like that the him setting the expectation that the powers are going to be shitty always makes me just go to the fact of like, well, I just want to see how he's going to make it not shitty. So I don't even like because you can't even fathom what these niggas had. There's like no guessing at it or anything. You just have to wait until they tell you. That's like true. This stupid danger sense reveal was just like the most out of nowhere. Like, oh sure, like we just gave you a power. Like sure, like, and that's how some of the other ones felt. Like Black Whip was just like, yo, I'm angry. Whips come out like what? Okay, nigga, all right. Now I'm flying.
Here's the thing that doesn't really make sense for him to get danger sense for. If he was already training with Mirio and what was the nigga name? What was the name of Mirio's teacher?
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye. If he was training with those niggas and
Sir Night-Eye.
And Night-Eye,
you're right.
So if he was already training with those niggas and that was supposed to get him to the point where he was able to like essentially like be able to strategize on like what somebody is going to do so he can kind of work his way into that victory, I don't understand how this danger sense is supposed to help out, because it's kind of like he already kind of has that power based on training.
Yeah. No facts. Like the only thing I could think of was like mid battle. It just gives him a little bit ups as far as reaction speed. I mean, like everything else is just going to be more of like hero related stuff that MGG was touching on as far as like sensing where danger is / whatchamacallit. As far as like being assist to other heroes battle, he can't do nothing. Just be like, oh, he's about to do a kick over here, almost like a foresight kind of thing. But mid-battle is just going to be, I guess you could argue he can fight better because he can fight faster, because it's as soon as he senses, he can tune that to be what exactly is going to happen and then counter appropriately. So, I mean, like low-key, when really thinking about it, MGG was pretty on the money, in my opinion, as far as they're making him into Spider-Man. I mean, he's literally Spider-Man pretty much right now. Yeah. Even with like how he thinks about battle, strats, analyzing, I mean, like minus the actual comedy aspect in mid-battle, he's Spider-Man. So,
right.
GG.
Yeah. I'm just looking through Silent Blaze's comments, see if he said anything we want to discuss. Nope. All right. Let's go ahead and rate it. I think for this chapter, finally some world building in My Hero Academia. Finally some power understanding. I felt like I can finally start to see where this is going to go with Deku. And they closed the loop on some major theories, which is the All Might theory and the Deku theory. So I don't think I can give this less than a decent as hell. For my personal enjoyment, I would honestly say it was like a decent. But I think as far as like what it means for My Hero, like this chapter is a milestone. So I think I got to put some respect on this name and give it a decent as hell.
I was going to give it a decent as hell minus. Decent as hell because, yes, the information from this chapter was very vital to progress us within the story. So I gotta give them mad respect for that. But I can't really say I had really fun or really,
that's exactly
a lot of enjoyment while reading this. So that was that. And I feel like they're definitely about to hit us with some bullshit. So I'm gonna just throw to this last comments by Nana when she was like, "Tell me, can you kill Tomoru Shigaraki?" I feel like they finna hit us with that whole lovey-dovey bullshit or whatever, where they finna try to make it seem like he has to try to kill him because the nigga about to go all crazy, but then he gonna save him at the end of the day. Be like,
100%.
To be like that.
Avatar.
Me. So that's why I'm like, y'all didn't have to do me like that because I can see this already with that that statement right there. So they pissed me off a little bit.
We know the answer is no. Like we know he's not killing them. One, two.
Exactly.
I'm gonna be real mad because I would be like, first of all, if anybody opened their mouth and said, "Oh, you got to kill him," I'd be like, "So why didn't y'all kill One For All?" First of all, he that nigga brother. You definitely had a chance to kill him, probably. Why didn't you kill him, right? Or are you just going to say you was running scared the whole time? Like, I'm sure y'all had an opportunity to murk that nigga and y'all didn't. All Might doesn't kill motherfuckers. Like, I just can't see them pushing back. If they start pushing back that hard, I'll be like, damn, y'all niggas is wild. But then again, I do know that the shit was a little bit different because I think when we did the Red Riot backstory with Crimson Riot, he might have been killing niggas. I don't remember, but I felt like he gave off those like I'll fuck somebody up. But no, I definitely feel you on the. It's pointless to even ask because we as readers already know it's a shonen. This nigga's not killing them. He already said in the chapter where they fought, like, "Oh, I felt some type of sadness coming from him." I'm like,
I feel like he needed to be saved,
right? Like, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Don't save her. She don't
right? Get the fuck out of here.
I'm pretty much giving it a decent sell minus also for like me and Graham's been on point looks like so far for this live stream. So for the exact same reasons. Don't need to rehash. It was good for the story, but I read manga and anime for something for like more juice, than just exposition and talking. I still need more. So that's the minus. But as far as the anime community and just like the whole storyline goes, it was a big ups chapter. So I got to give it more than decent.
All right. Well, that is it on My Hero. We're wrapping up the chapter reviews. Before we get into the great moment of anime history, I'm going to jump to this section, which is banish these anime characters. So on Monday, we asked what characters you would want banished from the anime community on Facebook. A lot of people responded, so I felt like, we should share which characters we feel like need to leave forever. Should just be wiped from anime existence. I put my number one on here. This picture is accurate. I 100% think that nigga Kabuto should be banished from the community, period. I just felt like his story from up to down was just one big useless circle for me. If he never was there, I think some of the things that he did, like resurrecting people, could have just been put on Orochimaru, but also if he just wasn't there and never did those things, Naruto probably would have ended a little bit better because then we wouldn't have gotten disappointed by the 7 Mist Swordsmen. We wouldn't have gotten disappointed by all these people that we brought back to life with all this clout that ended up being shitty. And also Madara's plan kind of accidentally worked out because of Kabuto's wrench in the plan, if you think about it. Because it was like technically Madara wasn't even really supposed to come back. Then he brought him back, and when he brought him back, he was like, yeah, now I can do what I wanted to do. I don't know. But Kabuto's one for sure that I'm like can go, and I'll let people share before I give any other ones.
Let's be real. The mangaka basically just reached in a fucking garbage can, and he ain't just reach his hand in the garbage can. He fucking reached all the way down to the bottom. He said, let me see what's at the bottom of this bitch.
That scum that stays right at the bottom.
Okay, let's go ahead and put this up in the story real quick.
And
he just took his name and just dragged it across the ground every time the nigga was shown in the story.
I'm like, he's taking more clout from the shitty Pokemon. Like, that's the sad part. The shitty Pokemon's low-key better than he is.
I fucking hate this guy. Jesus.
Oh.
I wish you didn't even put the man picture on here.
Hey, I had to. You gotta go. Banish that nigga. But you guys got any?
I'm gonna. I mean, I did like a quick search, and low key, I'm not sure how y'all gonna feel about this, but I'm gonna say Hercule.
Wow,
Oh.
really?
I just never liked him. It's just there's the whole fakeness that he's about. Like, I respect him being like a strong guy, but it's the cockiness. It's the homie was literally backhanded by Cell into a mountain.
Yo.
Yet he's still the most famous and clouded person
100%.
in his entire world. It's like, bro, what? Like, you literally off the cloud on like an entire family that you ended up becoming a part of, and yet you still almost feeding like into that. It's I just hate that concept, you know. And I just like he don't need to be a part of the story. Long story short, you know. Even that's what's up. Like even like Vidal's okay. Like they could have just like gave her actual normal parents. You know what I mean? Keep in Vidal, leave out Hercule.
Look, I can agree with that because when I was growing up, I definitely hated seeing that nigga on the screen every time. But re-looking at him as an adult, I can just see him as comedic relief for the story.
Why I can never let Hercule go is two things. One, come on, we gotta admit, in his world, it's unfair. He did earn his way to the top. He is a strong nigga. Like, he probably not stronger than Krillin or Yamcha if they really wanted to compete in the shit.
Oh, 100%.
But like, for an average person, he's up there. So he just kind of got, a bad card. But besides that, though, without Hercule, there is no Jelly Jiggler. There's no King. There's no, like, almost all of my favorite, like, comic relief characters have, like, spawned from the luck, the idiocy, like, all of the things that Hercule did has spawned, like, the comedic relief in almost all your favorite, like, shonen shows. That comedic relief, they borrowed something from that nigga in most cases. I won't say all, but for sure, like King from One Punch Man definitely got that Hercule luck. He doesn't have Hercule attitude, but that like, I can just show up in places and do like shit that I'm really not supposed to be able to do. That's Hercule. And then Zonge from anybody reads Toriko or watch Soul, that is a like carbon copy Hercule.
But it's like
it's
I think it's like how do I really say it? Like the only reason I definitely see the similarities 100% before I
Zonge entered the gourmet world, bro. Like Toriko couldn't handle the gravity of that world. Right.
Just by stepping a foot in that bitch.
But
that nigga had the nigga full of spirit said, nah, bro, this gravity ain't gonna kill you, bro. This gravity. How you get slapped by a sail as a human and not that?
That's
the real question. That's the real
Look, see, again, like Silent Plains got me though. Like that's the whole thing. It's that with Zonge though, he used his like luck and super clout to survive. Hercule is thriving with mad monies, okay? Minus Bulma. Like look at Chi-Chi. Look at Goku. They ain't broke, but they just got enough money to survive off of what the kind of clout and monies Hercule be having. It's like it's just the what's a good word? Like just the justice of it, you know. I guess that's what kind of bothers me. And like even with King from like One Punch Man, it's like what does he really get from his title? Homie is just like a standard otaku living in like a condo, renting probably. I mean, it's not like, his life is that crazy.
What you mean? He gets S-class hero paychecks.
Right.
The man is
the sponsorship deals have got to be crazy for King. That nigga is definitely in some commercials. Talking about, hey, eat your Wheaties. King's engine. You want to know how my King engine gets so strong? Because I eat my Wheaties. Like, but no, real talk though. Has Hercule ever died?
No.
Ali's
No, he hasn't. Majin Buu
never had to wish that nigga Hercule back.
No. I think about that. That's crazy. Like what? I actually put that as a negative point. Like F that kid. Like what? He should have been dead. What? Like Super Buu should have bodied that mother effer. All right. The human eradication thing. No, homie should have got. Like I'm sorry.
They probably send Hercule ass back if he died, low key. He'll go to Emma. Like, nigga, what you doing here, bro? Get the fuck back up to
Oh man.
Wait, Gramps, you got one?
I'm gonna go ahead and hit you with it.
All right.
Mess.
Wait,
no, I feel you, bro. That's number 2 on the list. He got
wait, Mess from FT?
Yeah, bro. I even forgot about that.
Oh, snap. Yeah,
ain't that his power?
FT lineup.
Ain't that his power?
Another one. I got another one later, but no, 100%.
He used his power on me, bro, because I forgot about him. Goof ass nigga, bro. He's a dumb.
Oh.
But I'll let you put your disrespect on him. Go ahead.
Hate that man with a passion, bro. See, the thing is, so with Kabuto, I hated the nigga ever since I first saw him, and he ain't even did shit bad. I could just sense that was evil. With Mess, I'm like, okay, the nigga ain't anything special. He's just another character. But then, as you got to know the nigga more, I'm like, his reputation just went down. And then at the very fucking end, he basically pulled a what was the name of buddy ass from the Avengers end game that slapped Thanos when he almost had the dub, bro.
I know what you're talking about. Star-Lord.
Yes, that nigga basically that nigga pulled the Star-Lord and fucking tanked the whole situation, bro. That's why I was like, fuck Mess and everything he stands for. I hate his guts. And ever since then, he's been my number 2 on my trash list.
Hey, another person I'm put out there, he was, I guess, sort of pivotal to the story, but really could have gone. Greed from Full Metal Alchemist. Like, that nigga, I never really saw his value. Like, I mean, I saw his value as far as what he did. Like, he changed Brotherhood around, but I felt like he was more or less useless in the original story. But, like, in Brotherhood, if it wasn't for the Asian guy that he took over, I really wouldn't give a fuck about Greed. Like, as far as what he did, like, he impacted the story, don't get me wrong. But I honestly think without him, I wouldn't have missed him. Like, if he wasn't there, I don't think I would miss him. I think he can go.
I mean,
I hated his attitude because it was like he had all this stuff, but arguably was the weakest homunculus. Like, that was part that disappointed me the most. I'm like, first of all, Wrath is like a half homunculus.
Yeah.
And he bodied you, my nigga. Like, he bodied your ass. Like, full homunculus bodied you. Like,
I don't know if I can support that. I mean, I thought you were gonna put what's her face, Lust. I actually would argue Lust did less for everything.
But the thing about Lust is Lust created a beautiful moment. Like, that snap from Roy, taking that away, that was one of the most iconic moments of that show.
That's a big fact, but I think people sleep hardcore about what homie did to Envy, though. Because don't forget, he did it again. He rehashed it. Like, homie did mad work against Envy, where, like, low key, you'd be like, ooh, that's actually kind of harsh. Like homie let, like, Envy actually run around. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not just like Lust was pretty much dying. Okay, like she didn't have no hope. It was like, ooh, I'm about to die here. With Envy, it was just like, yeah, run away, but I'm still gonna body. And like along the way, flaming. So I would actually say that like they could have still recreated that moment with Envy, and Lust could still call deuces.
I don't know.
And plus, I mean, like Lust. I mean, as far as power scale goes, if we want to drop that in there, I think Greed would take Lust, no problem.
I think Greed getting bodied. I have no faith in that nigga Greed whatsoever. I would just keep all the way 100 with you. You might be right, But I just have I have Marco faith in Greed. Like you got to show me it. Like I got to see it. I got to see it before I believe it. Show me the Carfax.
No, so the thing about Greed is that nigga just gotta get a strong body. If he actually was inside of a person's body who's actually very capable, then he'd actually be out here doing work. The nigga, he was up in the fucking prince's body or whatever, trying to be out here on some gang shit. Like, no, bro, take your ass back home.
Right.
Go over there and get inside fucking Armstrong. Then we see the nigga Greed out here bodying niggas on a daily basis.
That's what I'm saying. And it's
that's the issue.
It's like even with that final fight with Wrath, it was like, bro, you still needed help from like half the niggas, and you still lost a nigga in that fight. Like, what value did you? Because I low key feel like maybe they could have done it without you. Like, if Link just had access to his body, I think that was his name. And like the other niggas was there, like, I mean, I don't know. Like, sure, maybe I'll rewatch, and I'm sure he played some key role. But in my mind, I'm like, maybe if they just replaced Greed with like Al. Well, no, Al was there. If they replaced him with Ed, you know, maybe that just would have been good enough.
I do agree. He was very underwhelming.
Yep.
In terms of his performance.
Right.
As a homunculus. So.
Right. And personally, I fucked with Ling in general, so I was also mad that, like, you robbed me of that character. Like, I didn't like seeing Greed come out to do shit. I was, like, low-key rooting for Ling the whole time. I was like, bro, please take control of your motherfucking body, bro, because this nigga is just annoying. Like, his purpose is annoying. He's trying to finesse his, like, he did one of those Sea Emperor things where he's like, well, I'm greedy, so if I'm greedy, then my purpose really should be to be the only homunculus, because that's like, I felt like he was going that route with his story, and I was just like, all right, Sea Emperor, like, go ahead and make some dumb shit up for why you're a good guy now, and it didn't work, bro. It fell flat to me.
I get you on that.
Anybody else you want to throw out? That's a good.
I like the one that Silent Blaze brought up. He brought up Speed of Sound Sonic.
Yeah.
From One Punch Man.
I
can agree with that. The only thing that I kind of enjoyed from seeing him in the show was when a nigga got punched in the balls by Saitama. That nigga said, "Oops."
And he's never been a game changer in any of the fights after he's been introduced. No. It's like, I'm like, bro, at least if you want to talk this big shit, like, you could take Saitama, at least show me you S-class level. Like, even all the stuff that's going on now in the manga, I low-key forgot about Speed of Sound Sonic. We haven't seen him in the long. I think the last time I remember seeing him was Sea Emperor stuff.
No. So the last time you see him in the manga is that nigga. So you know how they were passing out all of those monster cells or whatever, trying to change everybody into monsters.
Yeah.
That nigga got his hands on one, and he cooked that bitch and said, "This is trash."
Yeah. I remember
the last thing we saw from
him. Yeah, fuck him.
And I'm like, bro, why did we see this? Get this man off the screen. Get him off the screen. Yeah, he is annoying though. Every time he popped up on the screen, he was basically just an annoying little brat. So yeah, I can agree with him being kicked out of the anime community.
All right. One Piece wise, you got anybody that's supposed to go from there?
Man, I feel like there should be a lot of them. I'm gonna go with Sanji. No, I'm playing. I ain't gonna do that.
Dirty.
All right. Akame got killed. Everyone's already banished. They did, but
I'm trying to.
Oh, dude, homegirl with the dog, bro. Yeah, she could call it deuces, man. I never liked it.
Really? You are her?
I just never. I mean, I guess it's more of a hate thing. I mean, if we're talking about pure rate, well, I'd be like, you know what? F around, yes. I would still say she could suck a dick. Like, she could get the F out of the series. I mean, there's been so many characters that killed off the main cast. All you have to do is just replace her with another moderately strong mother effer that can kill off one of the cast, and it'd be fine. But it's just, homegirl was just, I don't know, a combo was just too psycho and annoying, and just, I just didn't like it.
To me, her killing Scissor Girl was probably one of the few deaths in there that I actually was like, damn, that's bogus. Because I felt like Scissor Girl was just genuinely like just a cool person,
Chill,
quiet,
bro.
all that
Yeah,
shit.
she was legit.
So when she killed her, I was like, you dirty bitch. I felt that. I hear you on that one.
So, I'm trying to remember the little sister from One Piece. You know, when she was low-key hoeing Luffy the whole time. Well, for about half of the fight when Luffy was fighting Katakuri. And she was hoeing Luffy in the background or whatever until they realized that she was
her ass, yeah.
And they did hockey on.
Wait, you talking about the mirror chick or something?
No, not the mirror chick. It was a little chick. She was like she calls herself Katakuri's #1 fan or whatever.
Oh, Dick, you talking about
I'm trying to
like her body was really weird because she was like
thought.
super thick, but it made no sense.
No, she wasn't thick. Her body was shaped like a pear. I want to say.
Oh no, you're right. Those are facts.
Yeah, her ass could go.
I fucking hated that bitch.
Yo, F around to bring up Naruto. I'm gonna say Sai.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna say Sai, bro. I just never. I mean, like he was just too bland. I mean, like, and they actually gave a reason why he was bland, but it was like they could have gave someone else with a little bit more character. Like I thought they introduced him simply to put more emphasis on Danzo. But I thought that Danzo, in a sense, was already, well, not already, but they could have put emphasis on Danzo's story as far as the importance go without Sai. So I just find Sai.
Wait, did we say Sai or Danzo?
I hated Danzo too. I hate Danzo too.
I heard Danzo.
No, I hate Danzo, but I wouldn't erase him because of like the significant factor I think he is to the story. No, that's the only reason why I would keep Danzo.
Danzo deserves the banhammer for sure. Because to me, you could have put all that shit on Toby Rama. Like you could have made a dummy ninja and just been like, Toby Rama executed this plan to destroy the Uchiha, and he basically just passed it on to this like sect of people that just keep carrying out the work. Like it could have just been anybody. You could put a face on that because Danzo literally is the dumbest nigga I've ever seen use a Sharingan ever, bro. Like the way he wasted those,
I mean, those are facts, though.
Multiple
right, the way he wasted those multiple goat Sharingans he had on his fucking arm. Like he deserves to be pulled out of that world, beat the shit out of, and then tossed into like some sort of hell for dumbass villains. Like that was
basically
horrible.
like you're in a world of niggas with, you know, who all they do all of their fucking fighting with swords and shit. You're the only nigga with a gun, and you just like say fuck it and just shoot and miss all them bullets and be like, I'm assed out, bro.
Yeah, like what?
I missed every single bullet. And now you out here looking like a goofy. Yeah, I fucking hated Danzo. Kick that nigga out, bro.
He was tripping.
And Sai, and let me get on Sai, bro. So, you know, in anime, you know, they draw everything with, you know, full color. They put, you know, they use pencils, they use markers and all of this other shit. I feel like with Sai, they used nothing but a pencil. Like, that nigga was the only thing without color in the whole fucking show. That's how bland he was.
Yeah.
That nigga had no sugar, no salt, no pepper. That nigga was some dry ass overcooked chicken.
Boiling water.
On a full ass plate of delicious food. And you bite into that chicken like, ew.
No sugar, no salt.
Who is that, bro?
That nigga was sorry, bro.
Silent Blaze just put out. Silent Blaze just put out Third Hokage as somebody who should be banished, bro.
Oh,
I'm hurt.
It's like it's like it's not like I can't see it. I can't do it.
Here's why I can't do it, and it's for 3 words: Monkey King Enma. Look,
exactly.
At that moment right there, while I'm hot that we never got more development on it, the fact that nigga existed is one of the only reasons why I can't let him go.
But I do respect him the least out of all the Hokage.
That's gonna be another debate.
That's a podcast debate. After Tsunade.
Damn, what about I mean, I'm sorry, but I don't know why people put clout on. Well, okay, some clout to the second Hokage, but not as much as what it looks like.
Oh, you're with the player 5. Got ran up on by some dirty niggas. The second Hokage. I put a lot of respect on the second. I can feel how, if you compare him just to the first 4, how the third does fall to the bottom of that list. I can see how you do that just because the clout surrounding the other ones. And technically, the second doesn't have that much clout, but I think he gets clout because he's the second. So it's just like, oh, you're the follow-up to, like, the GOAT nigga. Like, there's got to be something you have. But
plus he's also his little brother, so you know it has to be something within the gene.
I mean, like again, the only reason why I'm putting second Hokage clout is because he made the teleportation technique, and he made the whatchamacallit, the reincarnation jutsu, the actual like bringing back zombies. Like that was his jutsu. So he has respect off that alone because of the war putting so much respect on, well, like, you know, the reincarnation, blah, blah, blah. And then the, you know, teleportation of the fourth Hokage. But it kind of gets trumped with fourth Hokage. But the reason, well, I guess to go back to what we were saying, third Hokage deserved just more screen time in general. Because, like, again, based on the Naruto lore, third Hokage should be up there, like in his prime. I mean, homie can use any kind of type of jutsu and memorize just about every jutsu that the Konoha actually pumped out, period. Right. So that, and not to mention alone, as far as that he was also awarded torn. As far as like, yo, third Hokage is still banging. I don't know if we should be about this life. So, I mean, using that logic, that's why I would at least put him above second Hokage. But he still deserves a little bit of respect.
No, I guess I see both sides of it. But anyways, back to banishment. Did you see the third solo, the Buddha statue? Was that in the manga? He soloed a Buddha.
Oh,
maybe that was an anime thing.
He's talking about in the war.
Okay.
No, I know who you're talking about. Was it like Zetsu going up against him technically? And it's like him and a few clones were holding his own against like a wood-style Buddha jutsu, I think. I fairly remember that. But I mean, like, that was pretty much like his only time of clout, but it was like a side scene. So, I mean, like, again, like he deserves to be decent. It's just, I mean, when you compare like, you know, the actual Hokages as far as, that's what we have to. Okay. As far as like, I mean, we're still comparing them against like, you know, first Hokage, fourth Hokage, like Naruto, F around. Right. But I mean, I don't know. It's a tough call. It's simply because we didn't see him at his prime. He's one of those mother effers that in his prime, he should be a literal monster.
Yeah. They did the Saratobi family bogus, in my opinion. But not as cool and all, but why couldn't he clean out? All right.
Look, that's fair. Now that is fair.
I don't want to have this drag too long because we almost said the thing anyways. But what I will say about Orochimaru is like that nigga's not a hoe. Like he's definitely up there. Like him, like Orochimaru, what he did to that village, like when he killed the third, definitely was like some shit that would have got a lot of the motherfucking Hokages murked. I think, like, I mean, he set it up so Gaara took out most of the, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Sand Village was in on it. I don't know. I felt like that plan was something that, like, I don't see how the fourth wouldn't, like, the only way the fourth would have won that would have been if another Sannin was there at that time. Like, if Jiraiya was there, then I think the fourth would have, well, they technically still won, but the fourth would have survived without dying that fight. But at that point, I mean, you summoned 2 Hokages on this nigga, and you're about to summon the fourth on him. So you basically fought 2 of the previous Hokage, while we could argue they might not have been at their max strength, and then still was able to go in on Orochimaru at the same time. And put that nigga out of commission, mind you, because he took that nigga's arms for a while. Orochimaru was out of commission for a good. He was walking around armless for like half of that season,
for just about the rest of the series.
He was done, bro.
Damn.
Yeah. Damn. But any last ones before we move into great moments in anime history?
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like that should be a number of them from Hunter x Hunter, but I can't think of any.
Oh, a lot of ghosts. Kite is one that I think could be banished, in my personal opinion. I know that.
Damn,
I
Kite's a
like.
sad story.
He's always that Kite.
Yeah, what I will say is I can argue why he should stay because of what he allowed Gon to do, but if we took that part out of it, that nigga really did a whole lot of nothing, in my personal opinion.
You're right.
I never really got it. I
like
never
all the
got the hype
potential was
surrounding
there.
Kite. Yeah, I never got it from that nigga. So
I felt like he was just a cool homie who had to make that sacrifice.
Right, but they again like more screen time though. I mean, like what did he literally do? I mean, that's just what it came down to. And like we knew what he should have been capable of, but
he was definitely disappointing considering that he was trained by Ging.
Right.
Oh, he should have been mad decent. But anyway,
right?
I can't think of. Oh, F around. I guess just to name him, but Show Tucker from Full Metal. They didn't need to do that little girl that dirty. I mean, just to put it out there. I mean,
I think
that wasn't. I don't think that was necessary. But that was mad dirty.
I think we needed that if Full Metal Alchemist, which I felt like maybe the OG anime did a little bit more than the Brotherhood, but if it continued to go down the like dark route and the PTSD stuff, because like Brotherhood like kind of skipped over that, like it was just like, oh, it was the homunculus' master plan, but like the anime really focused on like the war trauma and this like philosopher's stone debate, because remember it took like 1,000 people or something to make a philosopher's stone, and then there was that whole battle. So I'm like, oh, if they kept that dark tone, then Show Tucker is needed. But with where Brotherhood went, it wasn't, because it ended up getting like real light towards the end. So I was like, and more political. So it was kind of like, damn, Show was just an asshole, like in that story. While in the other story, it was like, oh, Show did this because like the way he was trained in the military was like he was allowed to go this far, one, and two, it was like, now that he lost the whole war thing, it was like him trying to get back into, oh, I'm an important scientist, I need to be respected. But I felt like in Brotherhood all that got lost because it stopped being about the war aspect of it. So I feel you on that.
No, it's all good.
But yeah, all right. So great moments in anime history to cap off the night. So we were talking about duos this week. Yuji versus Yuji and Todo versus what was the other two? Yami and Asta. So we started with that, and that made me think, like, hey, what other duos were out there that had some great moments? And that came to Deku and Bakugo getting curb stopped by All Might. I felt like this moment was great to set the stage because, one, it was like the first time maybe in a while that we saw Deku and Bakugo work together, and they were doing this whole like, this was at the time when the whole tsundere thing was real hot between Midoriya and Deku. So it was great to have them have a forced fight. But at the same time, it really put perspective on what I thought was the pro heroes level, but really was what All Might's level was. Because they really didn't have a chance against him, but they thought they did. But I mean, it was just great to kind of see how they still stratted a win, but at the same time, that shit ain't come easy at all. So, any other color y'all want to add to it? What was great about this moment for y'all before I start playing?
I'm just mad that I didn't see the anime of this. I only saw it in the only.
Right.
Oh, you never actually saw this, bro?
I never saw it, bro.
Uh-oh, this is gonna be a live reaction for Graham.
We live, baby. Yeah.
Hey. All right. So without further ado, with the volume muted, let's get it crack-a-lacking.
Oh, you gotta make that transition.
Oh, whoopsies. There you go. Sorry, y'all. Yo, caught this nigga with his whole hand.
Kids, bro.
He tried it
and ate it.
See, I just want y'all to know something. Bako didn't hold back. He was trying to kill All Might with whatever he did
Oh,
with
oh
the little
yeah.
grenade
Oh,
thing.
of course.
It's just All Might was never gonna die for that. He tried to blow that nigga up. Wow. It was like you could tell All Might just wasn't playing with these niggas at all.
I mean, it's crazy that this nigga, he's not using anywhere near probably half of his strength,
right?
But he's still working the fuck out of these kids. These are still kids, mind you. These are kids.
That's what I'm saying. No,
you are beating their ass ruthlessly.
Right? You know, he made it look exactly. Y'all seen the RDC World skit where they like do the old man versus the little kid thing and how bogus that actually is? Like, this is what that fight is. It's like he's actually making it seem like it's a grown ass man fighting kids. Like, they trying kicking him in the shin. This nigga is like, all right, punch you dead in your mouth.
Literally said F them kids, bro.
Right?
Yeah, he did.
Just eating everything. Like his smile has not left his face the whole battle.
He said it like I'm finna fuck them up.
Like for real though.
So dirty. That would be the scariest horror movie ever, bro. All Might chasing you. Dang, look at that. He wasn't playing.
Oh my god. Oh, knee to the face.
That should have broke his fucking chin.
Right. Like for real though.
Should have put his
and he's using his own homie as a that's
right. And the fact that he's still holding back in this, and like, I'm not going to kill you guys, but like I'm gonna let you know where the fuck this is at.
That's so dirty. I mean, it's not like he's just beating them. Like, he's actually toying with these kids.
My thing is just Bakugo's rage of, like, I really want to kill this nigga. Like, I'm like, bro, you're a hero. These are reasons why I thought he was going to tell Tomura yes. Because I'm like, this nigga didn't hold the shit back. He was like, yeah, I'm going to blow this nigga up. And you with him.
He don't care, dude. Ooh, and the finesse with it, bro.
Y'all think Endeavor would have been able to curb stomp them to this degree if he ran up on them at this time?
Not like this, nah, bro.
Yo, did that nigga All Might Ultra Instinct this nigga's blaster?
Like, kinda. I mean, like, fuck, bro.
Alright.
That's literally what happened, though.
That's that.
Oh, my God.
So, yeah. So, All Might fuck them niggas up. That is what we got from that one.
100%.
Yeah, I mean that was pretty much like,
dirty.
Can you remind me why they passed again? Because
they did like
Jesus.
Remember they did some type of like trick where like the goal was like to get to the exit or something.
Right.
So they did something where like Bakugo and them worked together and Bakugo kind of like threw or blew him up, so that he basically flew towards the door before like All Might got him or something. It was something like that. They definitely couldn't beat him. They just like sort of outsmarted him.
Big facts.
But yeah, that was that. So I think we're ready to move on to the last section. And while we're here, just a friendly reminder that we got a convention next Saturday called AfroCon. So if you haven't registered already, please do so. I will toss the links to that in the chats while we're taking some fan questions to close out the session. So without further ado, ask your questions. Oh, he said Endeavor would have melted them.
Yeah, he would have.
That's crazy.
Just start off.
His ass, that old Endeavor definitely didn't know how to hold back. So he would have been crazy.
Prominence burned from the get-go, bro. Just say F it. Don't got time to play with these
If they survive, then they're ready to be heroes.
Right?
I mean, after a round, I'd be like, you know what? Like, bro, like, I'll just give them a countdown. I'd be like, yo, literally in 10 seconds, I'm about to blow up this entire area. If you survive, Gucci. You make it to the end line, Gucci.
Other teachers would have been like, yo, Devil, you can't do that, bro. You gonna kill him. He's just sitting there. If he dies, he dies. Damn, fucking
That's it. That's all.
Crazy
man.
ass.
Just make it real easy for you. Don't gotta think about it. It's my fault.
No, I feel you. Have y'all been watching anything new lately?
So,
what's up?
I started watching Psychic on Netflix.
Yo, tell me that's not the funniest ish you've ever seen, bro.
What you watch?
Psychic, Saikik.
Yeah.
Buddy with the pink hair.
I got
like,
you.
so
My
Psyche
nigga. My nigga. Yeah, I know
So-
what you're talking about. Yeah.
So, I've been seeing it on Netflix for a hot minute because it's probably been on there for at least a year or so, whatever. But I'm like, that shit look weird. I can't fuck with it. But one day, while my wife and I were just kicking it or whatever, and I put it on, and I was like, yo, this shit is funny.
Hilarious.
I'm definitely fucking with this.
I think it's one of my favorite comedies, bro.
Hilarious.
Like, it's just
Oh,
it's literally hilarious.
One thing I gotta rewatch that may rival it is Do You Know Sakamoto? I never finished that season, but that shit was hilarious. It's similar but without the power aspect. So it's about this nigga named Sakamoto, and basically he has like king level clout. Like in the world, meaning like everything he does is just seen by the niggas around him as like the coolest shit ever to do. So it's just like he never makes mistakes, but he has the Psyche K vibe, but they never really talk about it from his perspective. He just goes around doing like what the fuck cool shit, I guess. And people are just like, it's literally the Psyche K storyline, just without like the negative. Because, Psyche is just like, yeah, these niggas are dumb and I'm better than them. It's just minus that. But everything that happens in the episode is what happens in Do You Know Sakamoto. But just funny. I just found that shit hilarious.
Hell yeah. We got a question from Momo, the one asking, why is All Might so way above everyone else? I'm going to just put it simply like this. America.
I guess that's one way to put it.
Another episode of America.
Right?
That nigga went to the U.S. First of all, he went into the gym with C.T. Fletcher, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and all the other buff niggas. So that's for one. Then he went to the hood, got his ass beat by all the random ass niggas. Ran into the boys from Kuroko's basketball, watched them get fucked up by the black basketball team, and said, "Oh, okay." And the nigga just kept on getting his ass whooped. He was the little nigga in America. Came back to Japan thinking like, "Damn, man, how am I gonna survive in these streets?" Come and find out he was way stronger than everybody back in Japan, and said, "Oh, okay, I can do this. I can do this. I'm gonna fuck everybody up."
I'm saying.
But he said I ain't going back to America though. Tell you that. I ain't going back to America. I ain't finna beat my ass
this
again.
last chapter only supports that, bro. Like, All Might literally just went to the gym. Like that was literally it. Like that's all homie did.
Right?
He went to America, said, "Yo, let me take these L's. Let me work on my grind up." It's like, fuck, okay, I'm decent, but I'm still not kicking it. Let me get back. It's been a minute. And then said, pause. Oh, snap. I'm kind of swole over here. Bet. And he just rocked it.
That's the thing. All Might was petty, bro. Because when that nigga was over there training Midoriya on getting his body to be able to get ready for this one for all power, he shouldn't be like, "Nah, bro. I'm gonna ship you over to the US for a couple months. Come back. You're gonna be ready. Bet you're gonna be ready." But no, he went into home, so he ain't shit. You call yourself a hero, but you can't even train niggas to get them ready for the power.
Oh, that's mad dirty. you dirty for that, All Might. Well, why didn't you give him your actual training regimen? You know you weren't cleaning up trash. Like, come on. Like, what?
Exactly. So that's why All Might was way above everyone else.
That's facts. Big support with that theory. Fuck. Oh, dude. I'm trying to think.
Yeah. Any other questions before we wrap it up? Devil Americans, man. I'll give it like another minute, but yeah. So New anime you were saying? Oh, Psyche K. I don't think I watched anything. Did I start something? No, I did start. Somebody, I think it's spelled The Alchemist. I believe his name is. Shout out to you on YouTube. He was recommending for us to read this manga called Jigoraku. I'm probably saying it horribly wrong, but it's like Jigokaur, whatever. But anyway, so I don't know. He recommended on one of the comments, and I think he talked about it before. So I was like, all right, I'll start reading. I have nothing to say on it yet because I'm still on the first chapter, but look out for that if it's good. I will start talking about it if it's good. But yeah,
I will say, like real quick, just give big haps for big ups to Reincarnated as a Slime. This season, Reincarnated as a Slime doing mad work.
It's been hidden?
It's like it's hidden. Like one, you got some decent fights already, and two, that next episode, it's gonna be mad.
I've been dragging on that. All right, I'm gonna have to pick that back up for the season. Figure that out. I'm gonna
100%.
Get a nice binge going. Trust me, I'm gonna come back at expert level once AfroCon is out there and y'all attend. I'll be back on Beast Mode next time y'all see me when it comes to the anime.
Bro, Momo the One, Black Clover, anime and manga, hot. Yeah. Like too hot. Can't touch that. Like period. Like Black Clover is like doing mad work on all levels.
Yeah. Only thing I'll say about Black Clover is that I do think some people go in expecting it to be a Death Note and it's not. Like if you go in knowing that it's a shonen and expecting shonen type of storytelling, I think it's one of the best. I wouldn't say it's like top 5 for me yet, but I would say it's one of the best in that shonen storytelling genre out there right now. Like they're building a world. The characters are good. They actually are getting development in their own ways. They get the power development you want. The fights are decent. So all those shonen aspects that you love, Black Clover's doing it, I think, the right way. Mm-hmm. And how strong do you think that verse is? Right now, it's hard to tell, but I think they're gonna really get up there with some of the aspects they're putting out there. I think they're gonna get up there. Right now, they're probably
argue like mid Naruto Shippuden maybe. That's around.
I see them do what probably.
We're talking about where the anime is now. They're starting to hit like big feats if you really think about it.
They find demons that are like, I don't know, can destroy towns. They're beating that probably. Yeah. They're probably like a little bit higher than town level right now. And obviously like the top tier niggas I'm assuming are like country level, I guess, based off what the Water Kingdom mage does, the Water Kingdom queen. Like you probably argue like some of them are like country. The top tier niggas are like country level in terms of what they can pull out. Yami's feats are probably there in some aspects, based off the fact that niggas creating like black holes. It seems like so.
Facts.
So yeah, no, it's hard to tell though for me right now because I think they're just so early on the cusp of where they're really trying to go with the max.
That's true.
And like the fact that like the top tier characters are also going through like character and power development is really hard to. Right now we can tell where they're at right now, but it's hard to predict where they're gonna cap at because it seems like they're just constantly adding to it as far as the powers and damage goes. So there's that.
All right, maybe just call GG.
All right. So I think we can wrap it up here. Thank you guys for joining the stream. We hope to see you guys on next Thursday for another Afro Taku live stream. For those that are interested, last call. But definitely sign up for AfroCon. It will be next Saturday and Sunday. We'll live stream some of the events to Facebook, but it's probably going to be best if you register. So just look out for that. Look out for panelists and event details this week. Well, next week, really. But yeah, other than that, thank y'all for joining the stream. I think we'll end it with our closing comments. So what do you guys have to close out the stream with?
Stop sleeping on Marco.
Oh, man, because I was definitely going to say I'm sleep on Marco.
Hey.
Mine is I'm snoo. I hit the next snooze button on Marco, bro.
We're all on the same page. That's what's up.
Right.
And then like this is poor little haterade for Hercule again because F that kid. But no, I'm done. That's it.
All right,
I'm
y'all.
hot.
We will catch you in the next stream. See you later.